I am the host, Richard Ravenbrook, a man, a life coach, and a spiritual mentor who has endeavored to find real spiritual truth and self-enlightenment. With experiences in various ministry types, pagan traditions, and even magical paths. With a love for Mother Earth and a balance of life, I work to channel spirit and to help educate and mentor those striving to deconstruct from mainstream religion and to empower them to find the divinity within themselves and to the truth around them. The messages are focused on everyday life, creating an environment of real coexistence, a world of mutual respect, love, and dignity. The pagan preacher is all things, the preacher and the pagan, speaking from the wisdom of spirit. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Pagan Preacher, The Spiritual Journey. Today, I want to title this podcast, A Plea from Mother Earth. Though I've mentioned this many times, I've spoken of it many times, Spirit just keeps laying on my heart very heavy to speak more about it. Because I think a majority of us out there aren't taking things seriously. We aren't looking at the things around us and realizing what is happening. Or we have some out there that see the things that are happening but seem okay with things because certain prophecies have said these things were going to happen regardless, so there's nothing that we can do. And it grieves the spirit. It grieves to see good people with good intentions not understanding, not having wisdom, and simply just not connecting with the reality and truth around us. It's easier to just simply believe in a religion rather than believing in what the foundation of the religion actually teaches. For instance, the man you call Jesus Christ, he didn't ask to be called Lord. He didn't ask to be called anything other than his name. He didn't ask for the things that we are doing. The things he told us to do, most of us in our society don't even pay attention to. And today, we have religions all over the world that are doing just that. But sometimes it's easier to just follow a religion and not actually study the foundations of such religion. We all want to know, or should I say that, Christians want to know that they serve and follow the life of Jesus. And the Bible only speaks of 3 years of Jesus' life. But there are pieces of information, documents and proof all over the world of where and what he did during the other 30 years of his life. But a majority of people out there don't want to hear it because they're afraid that it might obscure or take away from what they believe, take away from the indoctrination of what they believed and what they have believed in. I ask you right now, do you want the truth? Do you desire truth? Even if that truth is something different than what you currently believe. That the truth may be in what you believe, but what you have been led to believe is not the complete truth. I hope that makes sense. May Spirit actually open that up and help make more sense if it's confusing. But Mother Earth, our planet, our home, it's not just in jeopardy. We are in jeopardy. Look around us. How can we not care? How can we not care that species on this earth are just dwindling away because they have nowhere to live and breathe and to eat and breed? Entire species going extinct so we could build more buildings and more houses and places for our fancy cars. And many of us at the same time trying to say, well, we love the Creator, as we're abusing the creation. We can't keep going like this. I believe in a Creator. Maybe differently than what you believe in a Creator. But I believe that when you honor a Creator, you must honor their creation. And we don't do that, or majority of us don't do that. We don't even think about it. And when we're told that we need to do things to help our planet, we shrug it off and thinking that it's just politics, that someone's trying to get more money, or someone's trying to take power from somebody. And I agree, there is times when that has happened. But it doesn't take the scientists to show us these things, because anybody that's been around more than 20 years can see the differences in our environment, in our lands, in the sun, in the animals around us, their behaviors. You know, even your Bible speaks about these things, the signs. But what we don't understand is this cycle has happened many times before. And it's happened because we have followed the same paths each and every time, never learning from our mistakes, never learning from the people and the prophets and the people put before us to speak to you about the things that were happening, that were going to happen. Because we've been so indoctrinated that if we're not a big motivational speaker or a preacher with a long list of degrees, or a philosopher or teacher that has many degrees, Spirit doesn't always use educated minds. Wisdom and education are different. Wisdom is often come from mistakes. Wisdom has come from learning from those mistakes. And wisdom is what will save us and this earth. Wisdom, understanding, and then used with knowledge, we can change things. But without the wisdom first, without the wisdom and understanding to know the time, to know when it's time, that no matter what level of education can ever change anything. Our country is over 200 years old. Yet, most of us aren't happy here. We say we're proud of this country, but yet we know deep down inside we have feelings that are very negative. And we want to put those things on the other parties that we don't vote on. We want to say it's their fault, or it's their fault. When in reality, it is our fault. It is our fault that we have sat back on the couch, watched our news channel, watched the politicians speak, moan and groan and complain to our family members, and then merely move on, allowing these people to do whatever it is they chose to do, because that's what we were supposed to do. rather than being the men and women, the free people. Free people that would actually do something, commit to some type of action. We see our countries in jeopardy. We see our planet in jeopardy. We can't save it all. And I know I'm kind of going here and going there, talking about a plea for Mother Earth. But maybe Spirit is trying to say that maybe we should just start with our own country first and try to get other countries to follow. That we all need to acknowledge our failures, our shortcomings of what we haven't done and what we should have done. When we have allowed corporate leaders to poison Mother Earth, to poison the people, all in the name of profit. And yet we just sit back and we talk about lawsuits and things of that nature. And where have we gone as a people that used to rise up? Rise up and say that if you come against me and my family, rest assured, I am going to come up against you. Where are my people? Where are those people that will stand up and say, no more? We don't want to live like this no more. We don't want to be tax slaves anymore. We don't want to be slaves, period, anymore. We don't want our planet to die. We don't want all our resources to be used up and for our Earth to totally collapse in on itself, to burn up in a heat wave of temperatures that are, when you see things, when you begin to have visions of things that will come if there are not changes. You know, it's sad that some of us, and I blame religion and somewhat the indoctrination of education because they don't teach what they really need to. But we believe we're the only species in the universe, that we are all there is, because a book says that two people were created. And from those two people we come about. That we don't have an understanding, a broad enough mind to understand that simply because it's in one book doesn't mean it only happened one time, in one place, with just one people. There are things around you that you can't fathom. There's laws to this universe and to this life that you can never understand. But what we can understand is we were given this beautiful planet to live on. And we were given a beautiful life to live. We were allowed to have such life when it could have been taken from all of us at any given time. And we've abused it, we've misused it, and we've used it to give us comforts, to pad our wallets and our purses, to make us better than the neighbors, all while the earth and life was dying around us. And we get satisfied with a few donations here and there, or we see things at the zoo, or we go to different places and say, well, we gave $50 here and we did this and we're trying to cut back on our plastic. And you know, these things are great, but we have to do more, because we have gotten to the point where now is the time. It's either we do it now or we go extinct. We are going to lose everything that we know. That the world as we know it will change as we know it. Earth itself will still be here, made into a new creation. But most of us won't be here. And I know, even though I speak right now, I can hear religious people saying that, well, it's prophesied that that's what happened. And we have to understand, because these things have happened before. How do I want to honestly say this? It's, I've never said that in religion is lies. What it is somewhat truth, some truth, mixed in with a lot of third and fourth hand-me-down conversations. It's the he said, she said stuff that gets blurred and tainted and changed. And not that anybody's truly meaning to tell a lie or tell things as they aren't, but they get confused and they don't tell them as they are. We are going to see things in the next few years, if it even takes that long. We're going to see things that will change your entire mindset. They will challenge every religious notion within your mind and heart. People will try to tell you that, well, this is the devil, this is Satan trying to confuse you. Know right now that that is not the case. That what you will see is the truth. What you will see is the truth coming to you, trying to save what's left of our species in this planet. They're already trying to work with us now. I know this in my heart. And I speak to anyone that's out there. If you have the notion to help, then do what you can to help. Be that voice. Be that voice on the radio or the podcast. Or if you're a radio host, allow someone that has the voice to be on your radio, to be on your channel, to be on your YouTube page, to help in whatever way that you can. Have that person on your broadcast. Do an interview with that person on your YouTube channel. Or merely speak about what that person's speaking of. Too many of us will fall back on, well, what is their education background? Do they know what they're talking about? And remember what I said. Spirit is about wisdom. It's about understanding. It's not education. Education comes very close to indoctrination. Because education, if we're not careful, is only that which someone else, how do I want to say it again? We know, most of us that are somewhat educated, know that our history, the real history, is not written in the history books as it truly happened. But writers tried to make things nicer, cleaner, to fit a better narrative for future generations, so they don't know the horrible, corrupt things that our ancestors did. When it's vital that we do know. It's vital that we know the things that our ancestors did so we don't do them again. We are in jeopardy. Our planet is in jeopardy. And I know that I have gone kind of all over the place in this. Spirit trying to give me the utterance, trying to give me of what exactly to speak. Because I've said many times, when I sit down to do a broadcast, I have nothing prepared. I usually sit for 5 or 10 minutes and meditate on what Spirit has for me to speak. And then I speak. And I speak according to what I feel and what I hear. Not in an audible voice, but in a voice that is surrounding. As in I really can't even explain it. Those of you out there that understand, understand. And those that do not, I hope that someday you do. The truth comes in a revelation. It comes in an epiphany. It doesn't always come from a book or a school or a teacher. It comes from a spiritual poke. It might be just you walking down the street and you notice something and Spirit speaks to you internally. And all of a sudden you understand something that you've never understood before. That's Spirit. Because even your Bible says that we need no man to teach us, because the Spirit teaches us all things when we are open to Spirit. There's a spiritual world all around us if we're open to it, if we can tap into it. The Spirit is trying to tell us right now that we got to do something. You know what? We may not change everything. We may not even stop what is to come. Maybe we don't. I firmly believe we will, if we do the things that we're told to do. But what if we don't? What if we, or should I say, what if we didn't? At least we're following and we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're doing what's right. We're doing what's right for our children and our grandchildren. We want them to live in the best world that they can live in. I want them to see the creatures and the plants and the life that I've seen, that I've been able to witness and to be around and hold. I want them to be able to explore, go hiking, go fishing, go whatever it is, boating, whatever it is that you feel like, you know, that connects you with nature, connects you with the world. But that part, that world that I'm talking about isn't going to exist. How many creatures have already gone extinct? And go extinct every day. All you have to do is Google it, and it'll tell you that all kinds of different species just drop off, and most of them die because they have no habitat. Because we cut all the trees down. We built too many buildings and houses and corporate buildings, warehouses, roads. You're going to say, well, we have to have these things. No, we don't. We don't have to have these things. We want these things. They make our life easier. And the greedy corporate leaders, those out there that are all about profit and don't care about this planet, they don't care about you or your children. They will destroy everything. And if we sit back and just simply let them do it, they will do it. It is up to us to do more than just speak. That there is a time for action. I'm not telling you to get violent, but I'm telling you to commit your voice to action. Protest. Speak up. March. Do what you have to do in whatever level of resistance. Trying to find the right words. Sometimes it's hard. Because even Spirit, when it gets to really moving and you see that, it's like Spirit telling you to rise up. Rise up and be the people that you are. Stop letting these people, stop letting this 1% rule the other 99%. Destroying your lives, destroying your planet, destroying the future of your children and your grandchildren, while we sit and just moan and groan about it in our workplaces, at the kitchen table, wherever it may be. Voting is not enough. Voting, in fact, I'm not going to say it does nothing, but it does very little in today's world. At one time it did. But in today's world, The political arena has changed so much and it's gone so corrupt that unless we start doing things and commit our voice to action, it's hopeless unless we commit ourselves. And that's why I wanted to title this podcast A Plea for Mother Earth, but it's more than that. It's a plea for Mother Earth and life. It's a plea for creation to let us live, to let our future children live, and live healthy, live a good life. Yes, it may be a different life that we lived. Hopefully it'll be a better life. But that we want them to be happy and to see the things that were created for us, and not just see the destruction of such creation around us. Take some time and just, wherever you are, or whenever you can, and just ask yourself, what can I do? What can I truly do to commit my voice to action? What can I do? Thank you, everybody. Please share this podcast and be blessed, and blessed be. Thank you, everyone. This is Richard Ravenbrook. From my heart to yours, I hope you are blessed. Please be a blessing. Share these podcasts. Share my short videos. Tell the world the work that's being done. Help me open the minds of those so closed. Help me bring into the fold those seeking truth and enlightenment. Be blessed.